Hey guys, Clary here. I wanted to talk to you for a few seconds. This is really all I have. Minutes turns into hours, I know. We'll try not to make this one take hours. I want to talk to you today just about my top tips about starting this lifestyle and what you need to know. I'm not going to go through all of the very basics. I think that, first of all, if you don't know the basics from watching my videos, then second of all, you can obviously go and find out the basics by looking up Freely, the Banana Girl. She's got some good videos on the basics. You could do basics 80-10-10 or the Banana Girl diet. Almost the same thing, but not quite. I kind of use them interchangeably for now, but I'm tending to use 95-5 more than 80-10-10. That's another story. Let me slow down. I need to remember that I'm speaking to people who don't even maybe necessarily know what these terms may mean. So when I say 80-10-10, it refers to the macronutrient ratios that you're eating when you eat different foods. So people in this country most of the time are eating a ratio of I don't know exactly how much carbs, maybe 40% carbs, 40% fat, and the rest is protein. And people are obsessed with getting protein right now. People are obsessed with protein to the point of making that, it's hard to make that actually the bulk of your diet, but people are trying to make that the bulk of their diet. And yet people who are doing this don't even really know how much protein that they should have. So, and some people do, but also there are calculators out there that are vastly over overstating your need for protein as well. The World Health Organization states that you don't need that much protein at all. If you're going to look up a good calculator, make sure that it's not somebody who's selling protein products or promoting the paleo low carb diets, because they're not the same. Not all protein calculators online are the same. The ones that go off the World Health Organization are going to be a lot less. And actually, there is evidence that too much protein is bad for you. So, not surprising to me why they're pushing protein, having everybody worried about protein. But unless you're actually not getting enough calories throughout the day, there's no way that you're going to be eating too much protein or too little protein, unless you're eating saltine crackers or something out of a box. I mean, it's just not going to happen. If you're eating a healthy diet, you're going to be getting enough protein. It's not even something you need to worry about. But anyway, you probably already know that. Maybe if you're starting to watch this video, I'm assuming that you're curious at least about what's going on with my diet. And again, that's kind of why I am sharing this video, why I'm making this video. I've started to have people ask me, like, how do I get started with this? What do I do? I've started to notice different people say that they're trying what I'm doing, and I want to just make sure and share my tips since I've been doing this for 6 months now, almost 6 months, 2 weeks shy of 6 months. So don't forget to like and subscribe here if you want to check out, get links to some of my new videos on the 6 months. I'm going to be finally unveiling my before and after pictures and things like that. So anyway, back to my top tips for the noobs. Number one, don't feel like you're going to hurt yourself. If you're somebody who's eating a lot of meat and is going through the motions, with your standard American diet or whatever diet that you're doing, you're going to switch to this or try it out. Don't buy into this hype of, oh, you're gonna, you got to do it, perfectly, or you're going to hurt yourself, or, you're already hurting yourself by what you're eating. You may not even notice it because honestly, everybody's get so used to being treated like crap that they don't even realize that they're being treated like crap. And it's definitely hard to pinpoint what's making you feel like crap when you're eating a lot of different things and a lot of different things at once that are making, that are hurting your body. So, don't worry about that. Don't feel like you have to learn everything before you try. Come on, guys, this is not rocket science. It's fruits and vegetables. Switching to a diet of fruits and vegetables, even if you don't know what you're doing, is still going to be better than what you're doing. Now, the number one thing is to stay carbed up. You guys might have noticed that on my Instagram, elsewhere. Carbs. Now, this is just basically because fruits are carbs, and you need fruit. Fruit is queen. Fruit is what we should be eating. Fruit is what a baby will naturally, eat if they're given, numerous different things. What are they going to be able to eat? They're going to be able to eat fruit. What did the first, cavemen, what were they eating? What were Adam and Eve eating? They were eating fruit. So don't worry that it's something unnatural or that you have to, yes, you may feel uncomfortable, but it's not hurting you. You may, and that's kind of the next topic that I'm going to talk about is detox. Expect some changes. I remember the first few weeks that I started, I actually got a really bad cold, and I sat there thinking, this diet must not be very good if I just got a cold. And, how can I hardly ever get colds. Like, now I got a cold, like, this must be the diet. Don't make the mistake of thinking that. A lot of different symptoms that you may have are detox symptoms. People have, dried lips. People have, upset stomachs. And I tell you, one day, I got a really bad stomach cramping and indigestion. And I just literally took some baking soda and put a teaspoon of it in some water and drank it. And my stomach was better immediately. And I'll do another video on like all my symptoms and what happened to me as I was going through, the detox and everything. But I mean, you'll smell weird at first. You may be cranky, emotional. You may get sick. You may have lots of congestion coming up. You may have some severe like indigestion. Your body's not only trying to get rid of all the crap that you've already been eating, but it's also trying to make sure it has all the enzymes. You got to get the enzymes up. And a lot of people, they start to eat a raw diet and they're like, it's hard on my stomach. Well, you have to keep eating. It's just like milk or alcohol. You can't just go drink a bunch of that without having the proper enzymes. And if we haven't been eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, you're just not going to have the amount of enzymes at the beginning. Does that mean you should stop and give up? No. Just go for it. Stock up. Expect the changes. Like I said, detox and also just integration. And not only that, but you're going to have to get used to different things. You're going to have to, make your changes, get rid of the old stuff. You're probably going to go through some trial and error, figure out what you like, what is good for your body, what feels good, is acceptable. That may change. Your tastes may change. Every 10 days, you get a whole new tongue, basically. So expect that to change. Try different things that you may not have liked. You may find that they're changing. Sort of let go of everything that you sort of already maybe think you know. However, you should still be listening to your body. That's huge because you're going to hear a lot of new things. You should be stuffing yourself. You should be eating this and eating that. And I've been on both sides. I've been overstuffed. I've been not enough stuffed. I thought that I stuffed myself too much and that it was hurting me. And then, then I end up, binging later because I didn't eat enough of fruit. So just do what feels good. If you're like trying to get that 3,000 calories and you're not quite there, don't necessarily force yourself to do it, but it is a good idea. Like, just be smart. And like I said, don't be too nitpicky about the details. I got really big into, focusing on the cheating that I was doing. And I didn't even realize it took Freely and Durian to make me realize that I'm not cheating off my diet. Like, I'm having a cheat meal, which is great. It's an awesome thing about this lifestyle is that you can have a built-in cheat system. That's what the backup plan is. It's a built-in cheat system. And it's not just for, the cooked carbs. It's also for the fats because I realize like I eat 95.5 most of the week. That's just 90% carbs and only 5% protein and fats. And I feel great. But at the end of the week, I'll eat a cheat meal, but I'm actually not cheating off my meal or my diet because altogether I'm still under the 80-10-10 ratio for the week and the weekend. So that would be the 80% carbs and 10 and 10 carbs and protein. So, or proteins and fats. So, and it's, be expecting your taste to change and let go of everything you know about your body and your cravings and all of that because you won't need sugar. You will you may change other things, your drinking habits, your smoking habits, your activity habits. Baby steps is a good one. Always remember baby steps. And this is kind of a catch-22 here with the next thing that I'm going to say. Like, I am a big fan of baby steps, and I believe this in any way that you're going to change your life, whether it be you're going to do a miracle sweep and get all chemicals out of your lifestyle. It's kind of impractical for most of us to just throw away everything that we have and then buy everything else brand new. And I'm not a waster, regardless if it's something unhealthy that I may have bought usually. So, I'm not going to say I've never wasted anything. I didn't want to eat, but yeah. So my point is, be, okay with taking baby steps. If you don't want to go vegan right away, or you don't want to, go high carb right away, or, whatever, that's fine. If you don't want to go fully raw right away, that's fine. And you can get rid of some of your old stuff and start to get the new products and go gradual if you want to. I personally think that's fine. You have the rest of your life to, make the changes and make them complete. And there's no need to stress yourself out. We're all busy. We have lives we need to attend to. And that's what I love about this lifestyle, especially as opposed to just like a fasting or a juicing lifestyle where you're not getting enough calories and fiber to actually fill you up. And you can't really go on with your day-to-day life. And that's what I love about the smoothies and fruit in general. You're cleansing your body, but you're still able to function. So as a single mom, I really value that, and that's why I came to this lifestyle. So my next one after baby steps is actually mono meals and Banana Island. Now this is kind of the opposite of baby steps. This is kind of like jumping in the deep end, which is probably why I didn't do it initially, but I do wish that I had gone on Banana Island initially. I just learned so much when I eventually tried Banana Island, even Banana Island till 4. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Again, what scared me off was that I thought it was going to be like a fast where I was worried about, I see other people talking about how emotional they're getting or what they're doing. And I wasn't really realizing that you can do this lifestyle and, go throughout your regular day. You can exercise on Banana Island, even if you're on it for, a little bit of an extended period of time. Like, it is completely fine. And when I went on Banana Island, I noticed my results just really intensified, and it really strengthened my faith in the diet and everything they say about the mono meals and the digestion. I was against this. I was against the mono meals. I was against big meals, and I was also against, I thought I just loved variety and needed variety, and I did. However, I've changed now, and I agree, despite my initial, I know better than these people, is, now I know that they do know what they're talking about. This is actually real stuff. And again, it is kind of humbling because you have to set your knowledge aside and realize that this is a completely different, knowledge base. And you will be amazed. It's not, you may be taking a leap of faith. You may feel like you're taking a leap of faith, but it will pay off. And so eating a lot is obviously one of the biggest things that, I have to throw in here. You have to eat a lot. Once you get past a certain point in hunger, your body doesn't want to mess around with fruit anymore, especially if you have other options, because your body wants a dense calorie source because it's lacking in glucose and calories. Your body needs glucose for basically every function in your body. So if you're on a low carb diet, or you just are not, eating, then, every cell in your body is going to suffer. So that's why, Freely always says, I can't wait to feed my cells with this. And once you start to, properly feed yourself, you'll really start to feel it and feel euphoric after you eat. So it's really great. So embrace the paradoxes, baby steps, mono meals, embrace the change. Like I said, you may feel like doing mono meals for a little while. You may feel like eating smaller meals for a while. I changed it up a lot because your body's changing a lot. Your body's going through, like I was used to eating a lot smaller meals in the beginning. So obviously it took me some time to be able to build up my stomach and things like that. Your body's changing and getting used to it. And so are you. So eat a lot. Be aware of even subconscious restricting. This is something I was not prepared for. I never heard anybody else talk about. But even 4 and 5 months into my journey with Raw Till 4, I was still caught myself subconsciously trying to restrict my calories. And I was actually doing this even on Banana Island till 4. And that was so ridiculous. I laughed. I got a good laugh out of that, laughing at myself. If you're a calorie restrictor in the past, even if you're not a successful one like me, and you could never really restrict them very much, you still may have this underlying thing in your head, habits just that you do without even thinking that you need to change. And one of those for mine I had to do was figure out how to start eating early in the morning. And it's something that I'm actually still working with, but I am getting better. And by the way, my hint for that is to just start off something small like apples or berries tend to work really well for me. Berries in the juice, maybe like a berry limeade or just a light berry smoothie. It's working better for me in the summer than doing the bananas first thing in the morning. I just can't get my appetite up in the morning, but it does help to start getting those calories in the morning, because when you fill yourself up with fruit, you don't have room for other stuff. You don't want other stuff. You don't need other stuff. So you have to change your way of thinking from less food, oh, I can't eat too much food, to smash in those calories. Okay, so be aware subconsciously you need to do that. And so it's good to track. One of my biggest tips for beginners is to track your calories on Chronometer, because you don't know how the nutrients add up and how the nutrients fall. Once you get good at it and once you go a few months, you'll know you don't really need to track all your calories anymore, but it is good to see what you're getting and pay attention to your nutrients, and maybe supplement if you need to. I decided to supplement with vitamin D over the winter and a supplement with B12 for now, and that's all right now. But I do have like supplemental foods like flax that we use and things like that. So, well, we kind of use sometimes. So, trust the system. Like I said, not only trust in it, but in order to gain more trust in this lifestyle, you should really be researching and reading and watching as many videos as you can. You definitely want to read 80-10-10, pick up the China study, get educated, especially if you know that you're going to have people in your life who are going to want to talk to you about this, ask you questions, or even debate with you about it. And one thing that I do is that every time that happens to me, even if I don't know the answer right away, I always use people's questions as a learning experience to learn more. And then you can go back and talk to them and tell them what you've learned. So, but trust the system. They really do know what they're talking about. You may think that Freely Enduring Writer are just a bunch of, schmoes off the street, but they happen to be really dedicated people who have taken a lot of time to learn the information that's out there, and that's free for us all. So take the time, do your research, keep learning. Always remember that fruit is queen. Even with raw till 4, this is my next one, if you're like me, you can find ways to eat way more cooked carbs than you really need to. Pay attention to your raw to cooked ratio. You want it to be about 3/4 raw, if at all possible. If you go under half, that's definitely, you don't want to do that every day. If it happens every once in a while, it's not going to be a big deal. But for optimal energy and nutrition, you really want to be smashing in about 3,000 calories. 2,500 is a minimum for females, and 3,000 is the minimum for girls or for guys. If you're extremely active, you could take in up to 10,000 calories on this lifestyle and not even blink an eye. So just remember that fruit is queen. You want to get most of your calories in fruit. If you have all raw days, all raw meals, that's great. And remember, you don't have to start out just having all raw meals. A lot of people do, big smoothie in the morning, 5 or more bananas or whatever, at least 500 calories, and another smoothie later, and maybe another smoothie in between there, some different fruits, and then go on to eating cooked salads and then cooked foods throughout the day. But you don't have to do that. You could also start off just doing each of your meals raw first. And I always say fruit first. That's one of my hashtags, is because, even if you have a meal where you fill yourself up with fruit and then have a little cooked food, it's going to be fine. But you want to kind of research a little bit about food combining, because in the beginning, when your belly's getting used to all the fruit, it might get a little bit bloated, and learning the different food combining, it might seem confusing at first, but it actually really helps you. The basics are that you should know that greens go with everything. So you can really mix those with your bananas and your smoothies. And a lot of times fruits actually don't really go with each other, but something like that, like mixing fruits, usually isn't going to hurt a lot of people once they get on the diet. But again, in the beginning, you may have a little bit more sensitive stomach, and that's why the mono meals might be better for you, because your stomach actually digests the mono meals better. So trust the system, research it, but trust it. And, just realize that you found this lifestyle for a reason, and you've been abusing your body. It's going to take some time. They always say the cliches, but it's true. And fruit is going to help you get back to where you want to be. And then my last tip is, don't forget to stay active. You really do need high intensity cardio. not necessarily every day, but often. Every other day is good. 3 hours is about minimum, I would say, a week. 5 hours is great, or more. You don't want to get crazy with it. You need to have rest. 10 hours of sleep, 3 to 4 liters of water. Okay, these are the basics to get you started. Like I said, this is all you need to know. Don't worry about, oh, I have to be perfect before I start, or I have to know everything before I start. Just try it and see how you feel, and your results will speak for yourself. I know I had a lot of amazing benefits right off the bat, and I did lose a lot of weight right off the bat, and I didn't start gaining weight with Raw Till Force till I started unconsciously, subconsciously restricting my calories, and then therefore cheating a lot more. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Remember, it's truly about your real, true health and fitness, and not just being skinny. And this lifestyle is the epitome, of spreading this message, because this is how you do it. You might gain a little weight off Raw Till 4 in the beginning just because you're eating more calories. Your body is actually going to be holding on to not only calories and nutrients, but also just water, because it's going to be healing itself. A lot of healing goes on, as is evident in your symptoms that you will find on this lifestyle. But there are many people, and you can look it up online, before and after pictures that are the same weight. You can vastly change your appearance and your body structure and composition without actually changing your weight, which is what I seem to be doing right now. I haven't overall lost a lot of weight except for at the very beginning. But I definitely feel better, look better, have more energy, and all sorts of stuff. So stay tuned. Like I said, click, like, follow, subscribe, whatever, to see those results in the next couple weeks. I'll be having some great before and after pictures. And in the meantime, don't forget to go over to Instagram and follow me on there as well. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And little Jay wants to say something. Or Big Jay. Yippee-ki-yay! Eat your fruit. That's what you say.
Go fruit yourself.
Go fruit or root yourself. Rocky is ready to go. All right, take care, guys. Thanks.